So far, we have learned TF-IDF and bag-of-words methods. So, however, like TF-IDF methods handle in a better way compared to the bag-of-words approach. TF-IDF usually considers the frequency within the document or across the documents. But however, there are few challenges which we need to address when we move to the advanced word embeddings. What are the challenges for the term frequency, inverse document frequency, and the bag-of-words approach? We will see now, right? So the first challenge is the lack of similarity. So when I say lack of similarity, right, let's talk about it with a few examples. Let's say the cat is sitting on the mat and mat is placed on the carpet. In this example, right? So, however, there is a good vector representation you may get from using a TF-IDF or the bag-of-words methods. But however, there is no relationship that it builds between these two, right? So like, let's say example, mat and carpet, right? So what is the relationship between the mat and carpet, right, or the cat and mat, right? So all these words, all these kind of relationship between these surrounding words or the between some kind of the representations, right? So it will not build that kind of representation. So that is the biggest disadvantage of the classical vector representations, right? So and then let's take the one more example. The sun rises in the east and the moon sets in the west, right? So we have this example, right? So how in this let's say in this example, how you can think of the sun and moon, right? How are they related to, let's say, rises and sets? So, and like whatever methods that we have learned, it will not be able to handle with the classical vector representations. So that is what one of the challenge that we have still. And then the second challenge that we have is, so, and out of vocabulary words, which is called as a OOV, out of vocabulary words. It is inability to handle the out of vocabulary words. So when I say, let's say example, think of like this, right? So you made it, you have got some training data to build your TF-IDF model, and with using the TF-IDF model, you have made your vocabulary example, let's say 10,000 tokens, right? So this 10,000 tokens is your part, is part of your training data. Let's say if think of you got a word which is not not as a part of this 10,000, but how do we handle that, right? So it is not able to handle that. It always produce your score as 0. So that is one of the challenge that we have. And then third challenge that we have is no word order representation or no word order information that it will carry forward. Right? So when I say no word order information, let's say example, I take this example, right? The cat is sitting on the mat, right? And also I can frame like this, right? The mat is sitting on the cat example, right? So now how TF-IDF or the bag-of-words will represent this vector example, like the now I still consider that the cat is sitting on the mat, right? And also the mat is sitting on the cat. So people have written by mistake like this also, right? So but usually you see the TF-IDF or the bag-of-word approach, usually it gives you the vector representation for both of the sentences, same representation, right? But however, the complete sentence itself is different. Like the cat is sitting on the mat, there the second example is the mat is sitting on the cat, right? The two examples are completely different. So we need to handle these kind of variations in the sentences also. However, whatever the method that we have learned so far, we were unable to handle this, right? So that is the third complex that we have. And the fourth one is high dimensionality. So when I say high dimensionality, right? So let's say you have got a vocabulary from the training data in terms of 1 million tokens. So if you have a 1 million tokens, right, and then you have a documents of 3 million documents. So then think of 3 million by 1 million is your data size. So now when you are building any application from 3 million of 1 million, all right, it is really a computationally expensive, whether it is a memory requirement or whether it's a time, right? So all this is a computationally expensive, right? But we need to normalize for this dimensionality. When I say normalization, so every word we can represent in a fixed dimensional vector, the fixed dimensional size, right? So that is what we can soon we will study all these representation. How do we represent a word fixed dimensional length, right? So but right now with the so far the methods that we have learned using TF-IDF or the bag-of-word methods, so that dimensionality is still high. It depends on the vocabulary size. That is what we need to consider that into action, right? So these are the few challenges, whether it is a lack of similarity or whether it's out of vocabulary words or the no word order information and high dimensionality. We will overcome all these challenges by using the advanced word embedding techniques such as the word, like the advanced, when I say these are the advanced word embedding techniques. So first is the Word2Vec, and then we have FastText, we have Glow. There are a lot of word embedding techniques, and there is a ELMo, and there is a transformers. Like maybe BERT, you can say, or a GPT, or any other variations that you can think of, right? So these are traditional advanced word embedding techniques using the Word2Vec, FastText, the Glow, ELMo, or the transformer techniques like BERT, GPT, Robota, XLNet, XLM, all these different models that we have. So now we will study in the next class Word2Vec as a in detail. So Word2Vec is ideally from every word you put into a numerical word representation of a fixed length. That is what we will overcome. It is, we can think of high dimensionality, and then also we can think of some way we can handle this out of vocabulary words, but still the no word order information also, because it maintains the context, right? And then lack of similarity is definitely it is able to handle, right? So Word2Vec is able to handle at least to certain stage few of them, and many of them here what you see is able to handle by using a Word2Vec. So we will see in the next class in detail about Word2Vec representation. Thank you so much.